Okay, so we're doing a rolling review. If you're a returning viewer...
That's what I just said.
No, you didn't.
I did too.
No,
I said if you're a subscriber, thank you. Hey guys, I'm Carrie.
I'm Mark.
This is The Art of Rving. If you are not subscribed, please do so.
Yep, become a subscriber.
And if you already are a subscriber, thank you. We appreciate it.
Yep.
Hit that thumbs up. Check us out on Instagram.
Yep.
We're doing a rolling review today.
Yes, it's how fun.
Kind of catchy. Rolling review with Mark and Carrie.
Yep, on the... Nomadland.
Nomadland.
Yeah. Hang on. So I've been hearing mixed reviews on this. I've heard a lot of and I've heard some other things too. So we'll see.
Okay. First of all, it stars Frances. Yeah, that's right. Frances McDormand. Frances McDormand. Sorry. Yes.
And who played Dot in Raising Arizona, which you know is my favorite film. Where did you get that baby? Dropped straight down from heaven.
Yes, of course that elevates her in Mark's mind.
And she has a lot more too.
Yeah, she's quite an actress. But anyway, so she stars as the main character. Well, first of all, it's based on a book by Jessica Bruder of the same name, Nomadland.
I see.
But she plays, Frances plays the main character, Fern. The movie opens with her going through like a storage shed and pulling out some belongings that mean the most to her.
Right.
You don't really know what's going on.
Yeah.
Her and her husband both have worked at a company in Nevada that recently closed down. Her husband died, and so she's a widow.
And what's the name of that town?
I think it's Empire, Nevada.
Yeah, Empire, Nevada. They made sheetrock or something.
Yeah, it was a gypsum
Yeah, and it closed down. Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah.
Okay.
And apparently that part is true. But the character is fictional, of course. She's in her van. She has a van, and she's outfitted it all, you know, with a kitchen and a bed and everything she needs to live on the road.
Right.
An interesting little fact here is that I read that Frances McDormand actually put her personal belongings in it.
Oh.
Yeah, so when you're watching the movie, those are some of her personal things in there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
And she also slept in it for the first few nights of filming.
Oh,
yeah.
That's interesting.
She said, or I read that she said after a few nights, she's like, no, I can't do this. It's one thing to be an actress and play, you know, like you're exhausted, and it's another thing to really be exhausted and to have to act like you're exhausted. So
good point.
Yeah. Anyway, and they sure are working at Amazon, which is very interesting.
She met some people, and one interesting fact is, you know, she's actually a very personable, nice person. She meets all these people, and she's very amiable, you know. And so anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, they kind of.
Yeah.
At first, you kind of wonder because she doesn't have very many emotions and all, but she's just been through a lot.
Right.
So anyway, she meets a character named Linda May, who's actually a real person. That's her real name.
Which I found cool.
Yeah.
So interesting.
So she's a real nomad, and she turns Fern on to this the Bob Wells RTR.
Right.
Which is
the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous.
Right.
Right.
First of all, tell them what the RTR is.
Well, basically, they meet out at Arizona. Quartzsite, Arizona, where everybody kind of helps everybody else, and they get together and they trade stuff, and they have like a swap meet there. It's kind of cool. They put it in a pile and they show them swapping stuff, and it's pretty cool.
And they have like, you know, like you go to a conference, like we've been to photography conferences before, and they have seminars, breakout rooms, and all that. And it's kind of the same thing. It's just in the middle of a desert.
Yeah. And anyway, Bob.
And it's real. That's real.
Yeah, that's real.
They do
which is really cool about this show.
Yeah.
Anyway, and so Bob Wells has this. He's talking to Fern, and he has a very poignant part in this.
He's a real person, and he does all this. He has a YouTube channel, which y'all probably know.
Yeah.
And he plays himself,
and he does a great job. I mean, you can tell he's not an actor, but man, bring your Kleenex.
Oh, he's so dramatic, y'all.
Yeah, okay.
Another person she meets is a lady named Swanky, and she's a real person too. So I thought that was cool that they incorporated some of the real people.
Actors sprinkled in with real people.
Yeah, exactly.
The realism is fantastic.
Another person she meets is a guy named Dave, and his real life name is David Strathhorn. I think we're probably saying
Strathhairn. And
you'll recognize him.
Yeah, he's famous. He does a great job. Very believable.
Yeah.
I mean, really wonderful. Yeah.
They kind of have a little relationship going.
Yeah.
And you kind of wonder if it'll take off.
Right. Yeah.
The setting is mainly in the desert and on the road, and of course in Amazon. It's the beet harvest,
which they showed the beet harvest, what she was doing.
Which is a famous, a kind of a popular thing that some y'all probably know about that too. That sometimes people who work on the road, it's a popular nomad job, which looked so difficult.
It was hard. It was difficult, man.
If it's really like that in real person, which I think it probably is.
Yeah.
Oh man, props to whoever does that.
And then she has some real menial type camp jobs.
Yeah, she's like a camp host.
Right. And so anyway, go ahead.
But mainly that's where it takes place. Is on these different places that she works and on the road, of course, and then a lot in the desert.
Sure.
Because she tends to go back there a couple of times.
Yeah, she does. It's cyclical.
Yeah, cyclical.
That's a word. Go ahead.
Another little fun fact is her van is a white van, and it's named Vanguard.
Right.
And apparently I read that Frances McDormand named the van, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Her van breaks down.
Right.
And it's very, very expensive to fix it, and she doesn't have the money right away.
Exactly.
So we find out that she has a sister.
Right.
And she goes to visit her sister, and on the way there, we see her... like she's in California and she's in South Dakota and lots of that part was beautiful.
Beautiful scenery in it where she's experiencing it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then they show her out in this wonderful scenery, really experiencing nature. And so she's, it shows that you kind of like she's torn between keeping on the lifestyle she has or staying there.
Right. Yeah.
So.
And in the end, she has to make a choice. Dave offers her a place to live.
Right.
At the guest house.
Whoa.
That was a big pothole.
Sure was.
From all the snow we've had. He offers her a place to live at the guest house of his son and daughter-in-law.
Right. But a lot of smash cuts, cinematography, very, very good. And
so what was your favorite part?
The editing, very good. Yeah. The acting, fantastic.
Yeah, she is amazing.
It's not one of those musical reviews that are just going to grab your attention at the very beginning.
Mark does like musicals.
Yeah, I do that. At first you're just like, okay, what is this?
And really, to be honest, I didn't want to watch it.
No, she didn't.
He talked me into it. I was like, oh, this is going to be so depressing. Yeah, and I just knew he'd want to buy a van and hit the road.
Well, I do. But Carrie was like, I'm going to give this show 15 minutes.
I did.
And then you're in it. And another interesting thing about the show is you don't have to be into van life or into vans or in nomad life. This is an excellent film.
Very enlightening.
Very enlightening. And they go through a lot of things like loneliness. Meeting friends, taking care of each other.
Yes.
There's a lot of
if you get sick, like she got sick.
Yeah.
Or kind of sick.
Well, somebody else did.
That's right.
But we want to spoil it. Where do you go to the doctor, and then the self-reliance, and then meeting others to help each other.
Also the safety of living in a van.
Safety. There's a scene there when she gets the knock. We all know the knock.
Yeah. It just kind of makes you think.
I guess one of my favorite scenes in there's a New Year's Eve scene about where you're alone. And bless her heart, she just got this little bitty...
She puts a little tiara
on New Year's, and she has one sparkler. And she's going, Happy New Year. And she sees somebody, Happy New Year. I just think that was so poignant.
It was.
Yeah.
Thank you for using that word.
You're welcome. What was your favorite scene?
Well, my favorite scene, there's a scene of her lying on her bed in her van, and looking through a box of photos. And I wonder if those were really hers. They probably were.
They look like it. I thought they were.
Like when she was a child, and with her husband and all of that. And I just liked that part. I thought it was very, very well done.
I also like the scene where at first at the very beginning, she's at her Rena, whatever it is.
Yeah, I said that, at her storage.
To get her stuff. Yeah. And it's hard for her to decide what she wants to take, and she puts it all back in. Well, there's another scene where she visits the same place to get her stuff. And I'm not going to spoil it for you here, but I'm fixing to get rear-ended by this truck in Texas. Okay. She makes some decisions there, and I thought that was very telling of what she was going to take with her from the storage.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd really give it like 4.5 stars.
I would too.
Out of 5. It stayed with me afterwards. Yeah. I found myself thinking about it.
Me too. Man, being a visual artist, I am hard on movies and art. And for me to give it a 4.5 out of a 5.
So you give it a 4.5 also?
I'd give it a 4.5.
And if you have watched it,
yes,
which probably a lot of y'all have, put some comments down below.
We're going to give it the big...
And let us know if you like this, because there's a few other movies we thought we could review for y'all.
Yeah, the rolling review. We have another RV movie in mind.
I just said that.
Oh, you didn't say crap.
I did say that.
You don't know.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Okay, check you later.
Bye. Thumbs up.